And now, it's time for a Star Trek story. What makes a good short film? That's the question of the day on today's episode of Star Trek Stories. Yeah! This is episode 94, Children of Mars. Yes, welcome to the show, everyone. I'm your little host, Jaron Hatch, flying solo today, just because what we're watching is so short. I thought we would just focus on one little perspective. But yes, welcome to the show, everyone. We are making good progress with our look at modern Trek. Last time we watched Battle at the Binary Stars, the second part of our Star Trek Discovery prologue. Our good friends Salem and Rachel came on to help us interrogate the actions of everyone's favorite mutineer, Michael Burnham. Good old Star Trek Discovery. This week we're going to be checking out the second of the modern streaming Star Trek series on Paramount Plus, though this barely counts. We're watching Star Trek Short Treks today. So yes, I guess we can see if Short Treks helps us figure out what makes a good short film. This was released January 9th, 2020. This is the 10th and final Short Trek released. And honestly, these aren't much in the grand scheme of things, but they are part of the official franchise episode count. These are essentially promotional or supplemental material short episodes tying into other shows, mostly Discovery. This one is actually a tie-in with the then upcoming Star Trek Picard, and is kind of a very loose teaser for that. So yeah, we can see if this makes a good short and if it whets our appetite for Picard. All right, everyone at home is going to watch along with me. Star Trek Short Treks is streaming on Paramount Plus. This should be the first one that pops up. If not, maybe the last. But yes, we will be back after we watch Children of Mars.
I know we've been through this a couple of times, but there's a lot going on here. I'm just not going to be able to make it home this year. I'm sorry. I'm disappointed too, sweetheart.
All right, we just got done watching Children of Mars. In case you didn't watch this one along with me, you've never seen this one before. So very briefly, what this is there are these two young girls, Kima and Lil. They are students living on Earth, and their parents both live on Mars doing different kind of jobs on Mars. And they're both are been distant from their parents, and it's hard for both of them. I guess one of them accidentally bumps into the other as they're trying to go to school one day, and then causes them to start kind of lashing out against each other. I guess channeling their, anger and disappointment about their parents being so distant on each other. And eventually they get in a big fight, and then they're put in detention. And while they're in detention, they get a news broadcast that Mars is actually being attacked, insinuating that their parents both die in this attack. And they kind of hold hands as they process this information. And that's the episode. My initial thoughts on this is that it's interesting. This very much sums up just my feel. This one word just sums up my feeling on the whole series. This is just a curiosity, a strange curiosity. There's some interesting things about it. Some interesting camera work where we get a shot or two of seeing them split screen going about their day. We also get over a lot of this a song, it's the song "Heroes" by David Bowie, but it's a Peter Gabriel cover, I believe. That's playing over a lot of it, which is also pretty unique for a Star Trek show to have a little song playing over it. So there's a couple of little things like that are interesting, but honestly, for me, this is mostly a nothing burger. It all just feels, and maybe you feel differently at home, but it just all feels really put upon. It all feels really, I don't know, fake or artificial. I just don't quite buy them getting super angry at each other, that they're getting in a fight. It all just seems really convenient and put upon. And as I'm thinking about it, I think this is, speaking to our question from earlier, what makes a good short film. I just think a good short just needs to make a big impact. It just needs to be kind of just like a punch of something. This definitely tries to be that, but this is a case where I feel like they're trying way too hard, and I don't buy any of it. It's just, it like the music is very like swelling when there's the attack and everything, and they're crying, and when they're fighting, it's all, you get some slow-mo, and the music's dramatic and everything, and when they're going to school and she's pushing into her and she's dramatically losing her backpack, and that causes her to somehow miss the bus. It takes 2 seconds to pick up your backpack, but I don't know. It just all feels really, I don't know, kind of fake and put upon, and they're trying to force emotion out of me is what I kind of feel like they're doing. So it's kind of for me. It's not like terrible. It's just kind of like an is the best. That's probably fine. It's fine. It doesn't really get me excited for Star Trek Picard. I mean, it kind of shows you, I guess, that this is going to be whatever the Picard is going to be. It's going to tie in with this attack, and it's going to be probably dark and emotional. During the news stuff, we get like a brief little shot of Admiral Jean-Luc Picard weighs in on the attack, and we just see in quotes devastating. So, but does it really get me excited for it? I'm like, I guess it's just kind of more like, I guess we'll see. I haven't seen this since I first watched it, and it's basically exactly how I feel last time. Just kind of, okay, well, that was something. But nothing terribly special. An interesting curiosity, and again, that's basically all I can think of for all of these. They are interesting curiosities. So yeah, does this make a good short film? Not really. Unfortunately, a good experimental effort, I guess, from Star Trek to play with short content, but not a terribly successful one. A shout out to them. I think they're trying. I think everyone they're trying to do something interesting. I just don't think in the end it really crosses the finish line. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you for tuning into today's short episode of Star Trek short stories. We hope you enjoyed my coverage. I hope you enjoyed my coverage of the episode, if not the episode itself. Next time, we're going to be jumping into the aforementioned Star Trek Picard. Picard was the franchise's attempt to do a legacy sequel, particularly focusing on Patrick Stewart coming back to play Jean-Luc Picard in his twilight years. There was quite a bit of hype when this was first coming out, if I recall. probably maybe the most hype any of these modern shows had before their launch. Patrick Stewart's coming back to play Picard, so that was a big deal. And I think they were really leaning into that when this was coming out. We are actually going to be watching the first 3 episodes of this series. The showrunners, I believe, at the time described the first 3 episodes as essentially being Act 1 of this story, this first season, and then any skeptical fans out there, I think they were like, just watch the first 3. That's gonna prime you for what this whole thing is. That's Act 1. Just watch the first 3. So we're gonna do what they asked and watch the first 3. We're gonna be starting with the first episode, Remembrance. Oh boy, Star Trek Picard, everyone. But our good friends Tyson and Ellen are going to be on to talk about that with us. Yeah, exciting times. Or maybe not. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time. Hopefully not watching footage of your parents die on Mars. Bye. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to share us your own Star Trek story, you can email us at storiedstartrek@gmail.com, or you can visit our Discord server. You can find us by clicking on the link in the show description.